We're all packed up. It is on our way to LA. I rhymed like 3 times.
Leave our basement apartment in Utah and head out to Studio City, California. Welcome to California. Yep. We are almost home.
Hey, I have officially lived in Los Angeles for a year. Can you freaking believe that? So what I want to do is actually talk about the top 3 lessons that I've learned living in Los Angeles. But before I do that, I want to talk about some productions that Real Contender is doing. Here at Real Contender, we produce a podcast called Under the Citadel. Under the Citadel is a fictional storytelling podcast. They're about 20-minute episodes. You can find them on the iTunes app or on SoundCloud. We'll include the links in this video either up above or down below, depending on where you're watching this. We had a goal to release an episode on the 7th and the 21st of every month. And here's the deal. We've done 2 of them and we're already behind. The thing is that we all have jobs. And we all are going after different degrees and have stuff going on in our lives, and we don't make any money off of this. So it's purely out of passion. And one of the first lessons that I learned in film school was don't be afraid to ask for money. So here it is. I'm asking for money. Go to patreon.com. It's a Kickstarter/GoFundMe thing for content creation specifically. So what you do is you'll go on to patreon.com/underthecitadel or just search Under the Citadel. It'll pop up. In there you can donate, and depending on how much you donate, there's different tiers and there's different things that you get for donating within that tier, including t-shirts and other cool things. What it does is that it actually charges you X amount that you pledge per month. So it'll be on the 1st of every month. It'll charge you $2. It'll charge you $5. And basically what you're saying is, I like what you're creating and I want to help you create more. If you feel so inclined, go to patreon.com. Whether you donate or not, we're going to do our best to make sure the content comes and the content is as best as possible, but it just makes it a lot easier on us. So if you love us, if you like what we're trying to do, please go to Patreon, donate $1 or $2 a month. It really, really helps us out. Now let's move on to the fun stuff. Top 3 lessons I've learned living in Los Angeles for an entire year. Numero uno. Probably one of the most important lessons that I've learned is that when you're going through a hard time, you have a choice within your relationships. 2 relationships I'm specifically talking about are the relationship with my wife and my relationship with God. Here's the deal. Coming out to Los Angeles was terrifying, exciting, overwhelming, and pretty much every other emotion that you can think of. I realized that through the financial turmoil, through the emotional turmoil, through some of the other hard times that we had, I had one of 2 choices. I could either cling to my wife, or I could blame my wife. And it feels weird to say that those were the only 2 choices, but I kind of think they were the only 2 choices. If I was constantly contentious and fighting with my wife, I'm either blaming myself or I'm blaming my wife for the situation around us. If I wasn't doing that, then there would be no contention. So what I did was I clung to my wife. Clinged? I clinged to my wife? I'm gonna go with clung. Yeah. Let's go with that. So I clung to my wife. I really made sure that I didn't blame her and I didn't blame myself. And I also made sure that I thanked her profusely for following me out to Los Angeles to go after my dream and for supporting me in every crazy thing that I am trying to do. Making that conscious choice really strengthened our relationship. We now fight less. We are more on the same page than ever before. And the same goes with my relationship with God. I could either turn to Him consistently, or I could kind of blame Him for not giving me success automatically. So I really tried hard to cling to Him. And now my relationship with God is really potentially better than it's ever been before, and it's because of kind of the hard time. So lesson number 1 is that when you're going through a hard time, choose to cling and support the relationships that mean the most to you instead of push them away because of fear or doubt or self-esteem. The second lesson I've learned living in Los Angeles for a year is the idea that if you do something you love for a living, you'll never work another day in your life. That's actual crap. That's not true at all. I get to help this couple, and their mission in life is to spread more love on the planet. And the way that they're doing that is through e-courses and through content creation. I'm helping them produce that content and market that content. Thus, I'm helping spread more love on the planet. I'm also, through my own Real Contender ventures, I'm creating my own content that I hope challenges people and entertains people at the same time. And I'm loving every second of it. I work every day. I go to work. The things that I'm doing are work. Sometimes they're things I don't want to do, thus their work. And so it's not because I'm doing something I love, I never work another day in my life. It's that I'm doing something I love, which makes the work so much more fulfilling and so much more worth it. I'm not working for the sake of a paycheck. I'm not working for the sake of security. I'm working to fulfill my passion. Lesson number 3. The idea of success has actually changed for me. I came out here thinking that success wasn't necessarily money or status, but it was based off achievements. I did X and Y so I then could become 1 and 2. I'm not entirely sure that's the case. What I now believe is success is based on the amount of, or the quality of, long-lasting, significant relationships within your life. One of the main reasons I learned this was the leader of my church congregation, our bishop, is considered successful in pretty much every area of life. Money, status, achievement, and pretty much anything else that you can think of. And although he's an impressive businessman, and that's not the main reason I look up to him. The main reason I look up to him is because he loves his wife and he loves his savior. And both of those shine and are so much more obvious to me and pretty much everybody around that it doesn't really matter what he does for a living. I want to be able to love my wife so obviously, so loudly that everyone knows how much I love my wife. And I want to be able to have relationships in my life that affect me, make me a better person, that I enjoy. And if I have a ton of those, that to me is more successful than being rich or famous or whatever. Well, there you have it. Those are the top 3 lessons that I've learned living in Los Angeles. Trust me, there's plenty more. Little lessons like the traffic isn't as bad if you know how to time it right. And the Hollywood Walk of Fame is actually really dirty and nasty, not full of glitz and glamour like you'd hope. Little lessons like what an Apple box is. Lessons like you feel like you get your big break like every other month when you live in LA. Turns out you really don't. Lessons like if you're gonna move out to Los Angeles, save more money than you ever think you'll need. Lessons like Trader Joe's, although kind of snobby, has some amazing food. Lessons like the city of Los Angeles, I think, likes dogs more than they like children. And lastly, lessons like it takes a lot more effort, time, and understanding to create content than you actually realize. Again, if you want to support me and Brandon and all those who are in this adventure with us, go to Patreon and donate a couple bucks a month. It would really help us out. Check out our website, Facebook, Twitter, follow us. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for all of your support. Peace.